Hello everybody, Drew here, tip of the Mitt Flips. I'm a stay-at-home dad and a part-time eBay reseller. And every 100 subscribers is a giveaway. So if you're watching, make sure to subscribe so you have a chance to win. I can't believe how close I am to 3,000 subs. I would love, and I'm not trying to pander for subs. Only sub if you want to watch my videos. If you sub and you don't watch, what does that mean? It means nothing. But I started my channel like the 2nd of January. Like I filmed on the 1st and put the first video out on the 2nd. And so coming up in a little over a month and a half, actually when this video comes out, it'll probably be a little over a month, will be my 3-year anniversary. So if I get to that 3,000 subs before my 3-year anniversary, that would be very cool for me. If you've watched, I think it was last video where it was just a real bad sales day, and I've had a lot of those lately. I think a lot of the things I've been doing have been finally coming together at the same time because it was a fantastic sales weekend. Not a ton of dollars, but this is something that my sales have been missing, where it's just a lot of items. I was just stuck at that like 10, 12 items max for, it felt like forever, but it was probably for months, which is still way too long. And this weekend, 21 sales. So that is just really, really great. As I pull them, I will go over some of the things I've been doing. If you want to implement any of those into your business, that is up to you. First thing going out is A4. Actually, there's 2 of them on A4. I'll just grab them both. I don't need to pretend like I don't know. A4, it is an original Xbox controller here, and one here. And you can tell that Jen lists them because there's nasty rubber bands on there. No, Jen, we use black twist ties because they look professional. I'll have to make a note or else I'll forget and I'll just get sad the next time. I had an original Xbox and a bunch of bits and bobs for it. It worked, but I'm not willing to do the little bits of repair that it would need. The disc drawer, it won't open. It actually opened for me to take out the Halo disc that was in it. I went to put another disc in it, and it just like closed on its own and then wouldn't open again. So I just listed it for parts of repair, listed all the controllers and all that kind of stuff, and sold, couldn't be lucky enough, to the same person. These were actually surprisingly not worth as much money as I thought they would be, but I guess they're probably abundant, you know, supply and demand. This Xbox original controller in the see-through green, which is basically the classic, that's the one you want. $17.75 free shipping. And then for the blue original Xbox controller, $15.99 free shipping. I think those were both accepted offers or something along those lines. Maybe on sale. I did run a 10% off sale over the weekend. They sold within, I listed those on Friday, and they sold Friday. That is numero uno of things I've been doing to turn the store around. List better things. What a shock. What a shock. Next up, we got a repeat buyer, but it's because they bought 2 items. I will have to finagle this, and this is actually a good point, so we'll get to that after I pull them. It is, let's see if they're together. They are not. B3K8, which is some type of Barbie clothes. Move this here, totally forget about it, and never put it back. These ones I actually did put in numerical order. Right here, it's, I think, a pair of pants, jumper, something like that. It is Barbie unbranded overalls. So technically not Barbie, but still Barbie. Meant for that size doll. For that one right there, $10 free shipping. It does say plus shipping, but that's because it's sold through the eBay International shipping program. So let's see where it's going. I mean, I know it's going to Illinois. That was the biggest boon for me with eBay taking over their own international shipping, is that it moved from Kentucky to Illinois. So therefore, I got to save a bunch of money on my international shipping costs because I don't have to ship it as far. Oh, it's going to Canada. Great. So it's going down to go probably back up. It would be, I mean, yes, if it's going to Illinois, it has to go back up. But from me, it could be across. It could be down from here. I am above some parts of Canada. And then the next item, B3B13. And these kind of look like they match. B3B, but they don't. I mean, they don't go together. I also put these in order. Good job, Drew. Good job. Good job, buddy. All right. Well, the material is exactly the same. So maybe these do go together. They just don't really look like it. Those look like they are the exact same. But the thing is, the shirt says genuine Barbie shirt, and then the pants say unbranded. So I'm guessing if the shirt's genuine, the pants are also genuine. There just isn't a tag on them that indicates that it is. So therefore, Jen didn't put it in the listing when she was doing Barbie stuff. But the problem with eBay international shipping, maybe you can, but I've never had any experience where the buyer was able to figure it out or I was able to figure it out, where you can combine shipping on international shipping through eBay international shipping, which would save, I mean, this would have saved this person $10.63, which I don't know why there's a difference, because those weigh exactly the same amount, and one they got charged $10.63 in shipping, and one they got charged $10.77 in shipping, unless it's shipping and fees, and then they're like the tax difference, because there is a price difference, so that would, I guess that part makes sense. There's no way to combine the shipping. So what I will do for myself, and I have tested this out and it has worked fine so far, and I'm going to take the risk 100% of the time anyways, and I didn't collect any of that shipping money. So I'm not getting like, I'm not like scamming them or whatever. I know a lot of people get real up in arms about combining shipping and refunding buyers. Don't refund buyers. They paid for the thing. They didn't ask for less money. They didn't, like, whatever. That's a whole different tangent. I don't want to go in that and make that about this video about that. But what I'll do is I will put these in the same poly bag, and then I will just copy the tracking number from one, and I will add it to the other one, and then it will show on eBay's end that I have shipped out both items. The buyer will receive both items at the same time. There will be no issues. The only issue is that eBay is money hungry and wants you to get charged twice. They want to charge this person that's insane, almost $22 in shipping to ship these two things to Canada because they couldn't combine them. Ludicrous. And I gave them a significant amount off on both of them. I think $5 off on the one, and I think almost $5 off on the other. But I'm still happy with that. I'm happy with the money I got. I just feel bad for the buyer. And that is from the Big Barbie and Book Buy. Next up, it is the first and hopefully first of many from the boat haul. It is F5, and I don't have a secondary number because it's a whole pile of them. I have 54, well, now 53 of these to get rid of. If all of these sell, it will pay for the whole buy by itself. Yes. The more we list, the more I'm baffled by how much money is in this lot that I purchased. All of these got listed today. These are all boat propellers. And then this is, I don't know what this is. It doesn't really matter. I don't have to know. I'm not a mechanic. A Rotec something. This is like $200. But right here is like $1,500. And I paid $580 for the whole lot. So it's going, as far as listings, it's going pretty good. And I did say, the only tracking I'm going to do on this whole buy is I'm going to track each sale so that I know when I'm in the profits. So I know from point whenever on, I'm in the profits. Which so far there's 2 items that would put me over already if those individual items sold. And there's probably, it's a really rough estimate, but there's probably 2,000 SKU numbers in this haul. For that one right there, $10 plus shipping. Write the first one down, and I'm not going to figure out fees and any of that because that's just too much work, and you know I don't like extra work. But also I'm not calculating eBay discount I'm going to be getting on the shipping, so I think that's going to be a wash between the discount and the fees. I'll just write down how much money I'm getting. That'll give me a really good idea of when I'm in the profit. Also, I had mentioned before on the boat parts, no matter what the part is, I don't care if it is this marine, whatever this is, grommet, part 2595387 grommet. I don't care if it's this. I am charging shipping on all of them, so I don't have to concern myself with running sales, because I've listed multiple items that are $1.20 plus shipping. I've got 2 listed, 99 cents plus shipping. I'm not happy to list those, but my thought process with that, once I have, like I said, maybe 2,000 SKU numbers, there's a likelihood, and I would say a high likelihood, that someone will be buying such and such part, and they will need such and such bolt, or such and such grommet, or whatever, and those will get combined together, and then instead of making $1.20 or 99 cents, I'm making 99 cents plus $4.75 that they got charged for shipping that I no longer need to charge them for shipping because I will combine the shipping, save money, therefore make
more money, more money, more money.
Next up, B2 is 2 locks. It's in a big old bag of locks. This was not the best idea, but I can see them right there. I think they're actually locked together. Hope they have keys if that's true. But either way, I'm not going to dig them out right now. This lock and this lock sold for $11 free shipping. That will bring me to the second point of what I've been doing. And I've mentioned this a few times, and it's just now starting to trickle in. The results from that is I've been hacking and slashing and removing and price checking. And you know what? I guess I will make that tip of the day. And the tip of the day is don't let your listings get stagnant. I'm doing upkeep right now, and it's a major task, but that's because I let it go for way too long. I have, in the last, I think, year and a half, what I started doing is putting the month and year, because I don't need to know the specific day of a listing, in my SKU number. So if you got A3, and if I listed this today, A3 1123. That way I can, you know, every 3 months, I can go through, and anything that is maybe a year or so older, I can reprice, check the market, see if all of a sudden a bunch of that item's been listed and mine's never going to sell, or a bunch have get their price reduced because people are desperate for sales and I'm not willing to sell something that cheap. All that kind of stuff I'm going to start doing a little more regularly. It's just hard when I am solo, which right now it's seeming like Jen's going to give me about 20 hours a week, which is perfect. So I hope that continues to go forward. I don't see any reason why it won't, but you know, life happens sometimes. But it was a daunting task because for me to just shut down my business for a week so I can just do all this backlog of maintenance and not be listing anything, that's just not feasible. That's just recipe for disaster. So having someone that's still listing while I'm able to do stuff is really helpful. I just had a ton of stuff in my store that just, it wasn't going to sell. Never going to sell. Not a chance. No sales history. There are certain items that I'll leave if there's no sales history, but it has to be something that I, through my experience, believe that someone at some point will want to buy it, and it doesn't take up any space, and it's worth a certain amount of money. Has to fit all 3 criteria. Going forward, I will do maintenance on a much regular basis. Like I said, probably quarterly seems like the best way to go about it. Next thing up, A2 is a Tupperware replacement lid. Right here, I don't know why, well, I know why I was going there. Going to the, what used to be the Tupperware bucket, but it's getting phased out because I did pull out the canisters that those went to and just pulled the lids off. The canisters weren't selling. If they did sell, the cost of shipping, that additional shipping cost, the additional fees, wasn't really that much more money than the lids, and the lids have a great sell-through rate if you price them right. I accepted an offer, maybe sent out an offer, $8.99 free shipping. That's not a ton of money, but let me do the math real quick. If the cost of goods was free, which it's not, so let me go ahead and assume 50 cents, because that's really probably what I paid, somewhere around that range. My profits on this, if I didn't have an eBay shipping discount, is still $2.40. I've sold 2 of them, so around $5. Now my profits on the 2 canisters was probably, I don't know, $8. That's a total guess. I don't have them on hand and the price is on hand, but not a huge difference. But the canisters are big and they're taking up a huge chunk of space, which now has shoes and whatever. It just, to me, the stuff seems obvious because I've said these things before. I got so many things on my plate by my own doing. That's my own fault. That's not going to stop. It's not like I'm going to, oh, let me just stop doing some of the things I do. No, I'm going to do too many things at the same time and try to my best to, I don't know, figure it out. That's just who I am. I know myself enough to know that. But that's why I do stuff like that, which is another one of the things I've done. I've been pulling out stuff to make lots. I don't need to show it to you. I've been pulling out stuff to make lots, removing listings, revamping a couple listings. I haven't retaken a single picture. I'm not doing that. I don't find that necessary. I've heard people do that. If your pictures are bad enough you need to be retaking pictures, you need to stop what you're doing and reevaluate how you're taking pictures. And if, I guess if your pictures are bad, yes, you could retake them. if you've now figured out a system a little better, if you notice a lot of your pictures have your shoes in them, sure. But I have found a couple where there's like a shoe or, you know, it just didn't get cropped. And I've fixed the picture, recropped it, all that kind of stuff. Something I did find out though, this wasn't from doing stuff, this is from somebody sending me a message about if I'm missing a piece on this. When I did my listing challenge where I was trying to just list the most expensive things I have, this was one of the items I did, and I added a video, and the video is not there. And so I didn't put a lot of details in the description because I had a video where I was like speaking and going over all the details and, you know, panning around the thing. And so like this guy, one of his pegs is broken, and then this little girl is missing, but she's been replaced with a different little girl, and all that information was in the video. But for some reason, video, gone. I do have to go back and fix that. And this potential buyer drove me crazy. I couldn't say it any more plainly because she kept asking, hey, can you take out all the parts and show me, you know, because I didn't have a picture of all the individual pieces. Can you show me all the individual pieces so I know they're all there? And I said, just like I said to you, the one's broken. The little girl's missing. It's been replaced with a different little girl. And she go, well, you know, it's a lot of money, so if you could send me a picture, I would know better and I'd feel more comfortable. Ma'am, I'm telling you, it's not there. If the difference of you buying it or not is whether or not that girl is there, she's not there. I'm not taking it apart to show you that she's not there when I'm telling you she's not there. I guess I should probably get to work though, because I got a lot of orders today. Next up, B1A is a pair of Nike shoes. And this is one of those items. Ended up in here because I had room, because the Tupperware got slimmed down. Jen mentioned she kind of wanted these because they are her size. And I said, are you sure? Do you want them? I need to know. I need to know. I repriced them to current market prices. That has changed since I listed them this summer. And then I also took an offer, $15 plus shipping. I paid $3 for those. And this is 3 items in a row that I repriced. And I'm not saying these are even good sales. I'm just saying they were never going to sell at the price they were listed at. Another thing I did, and I think that may come into play in this next one, I'm not sure. The shipping looks a little, maybe there was a mistake there. I did switch my shipping policies, which if you don't know how to set up shipping policies, you go in your seller hub, you go to business policies, and you go to shipping policies, and you set up your shipping policies. If you haven't done that, do it. It's very helpful. It's really helpful when you need to change a whole bunch of listings at the same time, which is what I did because the shipping prices are changing. Weight-based priority mail is increasing up to 10% in zones 1 through 4. And this is information I have from Pirate Ship. I think I got a similar email from eBay, but I'm not positive. Their pricing increases and decreases are usually the same. Dimension-based priority cubic increasing up to 23% in zones 1 through 4. So priority mail increases. That's the gist there. Ground advantage is decreasing by 16% in zones 1 through 5, depending on the size and weight of your package. So what I did is I just went into my shipping policies, which is under your business policies in your seller hub, and I flip-flopped where now ground advantage is my #1 choice, and then priority is a secondary choice if somebody does want expedited shipping. It really didn't affect my sales the first time I tried it, but I think with these price changes, I think it's going to affect it greatly. So that's a move I went ahead and went with. And I also, because I have been amassing, is that even a word? I like to have an extensive vocabulary, but sometimes I say words and I'm like, is that a word? Then I question myself, and then I feel silly, and I leave it in the video for you to judge or let me know I'm right. But I have been collecting boxes where I have enough in various sizes where I feel comfortable to not have to depend on priority boxes. And sometimes if the difference in price is less than the difference of the price of the box, of course I'm still going to send it priority. Why not? You know, if it's a 25-cent difference to send it more, 25-cent more expensive to send it priority, and my box is 50 cents, that's just a no-brainer. So this next one is B6, and it's a backpack. Ozark Trail, I think. Up here, use my super not long arms. All right here. Ozark Trail. I think it's like a water backpack, liquids backpack. If you're in college, a booze backpack, which is disgusting. Kids use these all the time to walk around like campuses and stuff. They'll put like rum and cokes in it. And then because they're teenagers and stupid, they don't clean it very well. And then the next time they use it, they're just sucking down mold. For that item right there, $7.99 plus shipping. I think when it got listed, the size was overestimated because the charge on that shipping is real crazy. So I will probably make about $5 on that shipping as well. Repriced it, changed the shipping options, sold. Next item. This one actually is a change I have to make going forward. That was just an error in the way I was doing stuff, but let me go ahead and pull it so I can explain. It is B3E, and it is a pewter clown wine stopper right here. And the mistake I made, now let me go ahead and get you the price here, $13.49 free shipping. The mistake I made was I priced this item on the basis that someone was searching for a pewter clown stopper, not on the basis that somebody was looking for a clown stopper, because I think it was the only pewter one out there. So I was trying to be the one seller who had a pewter one in the hopes that someone would search for a pewter clown stopper. But then when I searched strictly clown stoppers, there was like 30 listed and 6 sold. So therefore, I want to be cheap. I want to be bottom. Maybe the cheapest, maybe the second cheapest, you know, maybe check by condition, check by their, compared to their listings, get in a place that's comfortable when I'm comping against all clown stoppers, not specifically pewter stoppers, and on sale plus reduced price, $13.49 free shipping. I probably paid less than $1. I know I didn't pay $1. It might have been free. No, charity sale, so it was lumped in with a bunch of stuff I got. So probably 50 cents, whatever. But still, would never have sold. I think I had it listed $24.99, hoping that somebody was specifically looking for a pewter stopper, but instead somebody probably searched for a clown stopper and went, oh, wow, this one's pretty nice and it's cheap. Next up, A2B19 is a dowel wig. A2B. Now the one item I did not yet, why do I keep doing this? Why do I do this? This has never been A. And I keep doing it. A2B19, and these are the worst selling of all the wigs. These, what are these, Talinas? Yeah, Talinas. 19, it's a Talinas, dark blonde, curly. And for that one, $10 free shipping. But the wigs, I passed on researching and repricing just yet, but I'm on to that part now. Because I'm even rechecking the books. I pulled out like 5 books this morning, repriced a couple. I'm doing everything. Also making sure every single item has a SKU number and a date. So that going forward, like I said, I will know how long something's been listed. And if I go back and reprice it, change the listing, I will change the date to the new date so that I will know how long that's a new listing. All right, next up, Pat 83. And I did move the patterns over here. I just don't have books coming in, so I don't need to waste the space. So I move the books around, move the patterns over. I have all those vinyl to get listed. So I'm thinking they will all, because this is the listed vinyl I have, which is very few. Also have pulled out like 3 of those this morning, but I think I'll shift them over to here just because it's easier to get at. I also need to just get rid of all this stuff. I mean, not throw it away, but I just can't have stuff on the floor. That doesn't make sense. And there we go. Pat 83 is a Butterick 6786, $9.89 free shipping. Next up, we got another boat part. I think it's a boat part. F5C is really easy to identify, so I don't need any more information. It is this one, which is a silver seal, like an oil filter adapter. There are some items where when I look them up, the specific part number and all that kind of stuff, specific model number, there isn't one listed. There's no sales history on Terapeak. And even though I just was saying, I don't need to be listing stuff like that, but with parts to vehicles, boats, whatever, being the only one, that's the type of item that's not a terrible idea, because when somebody does need that part, which there's a possibility, a likelihood, however you want to say that, they'll have to buy mine. So that's what I comped it against similar items Just, I think, like this is a FA262. There was probably like an FA260 or something like that. And just that specific part number that wasn't out there. And then it sold the next day. So that's great.
This pleases me.
For that one right there, $9.23 plus shipping. Next up, B5 is a Flavor Seal by Corey pan. Also doing this, I have caught a couple of, oh, that is, I mean, look at me shaking here. I mean, that's shockingly heavy. All right, which one is it? That was the heavy one too. But I have caught a couple of misspellings, autocorrect type things that made it where, of course, my listing's not gonna pop up. Wow, that is heavy. My scale's upstairs, or else I would test it out and see exactly how heavy. But that one reduced the price. And then I think also, probably because of how heavy it is, the switch to Ground Advantage probably brought that into a range where somebody was actually going to buy it. $12.59 plus shipping. This is back when I was buying pots and pans like crazy. So I don't know how much I paid for that, but I could have got it at Goodwill for $4.99. I have no idea. Long time ago on that one. Next up is some DVDs. They're like learning DVDs. See shapes, something. See learn letters, see learn numbers. It is a 4-pack. I think I got this in a Mikhail mystery box. So paid less than $1 for that. $17.99 free shipping. And these will go media mail. Next up, I think again this is a switch to Ground Advantage, what got it sold. But maybe not. I don't actually know these things. These are all assumptions. Could have just been that finally the buyers for all these items came around. Who knows? But it is B6, and it is a lot of bird magazines. I don't think I'm going to grab it down right now. Maybe I will. Is it this one on top? Probably not. That wouldn't be my luck. It is, though. Birds and Blooms. Now, magazines, I don't want to say it's not a great seller, because depending on the magazine. But the rule of thumb I go with, if I'm going to even attempt magazines, is they gotta be cheap, which those were free, and they gotta be niche, very niche. You don't want Better Homes and Gardens. You want something where you're like, I can't believe there is a skydiving North America magazine, or a fish of the, and then name a specific lake in your area. You know, the more niche, the more likely it's going to be worth something. But these ones right here, $10.79 plus shipping. And yes, plus shipping. 99.9% of magazines are not media mail because they have advertising. You shouldn't list them as media mail. Are you going to? Yeah, that depends on your own personal moral compass. I always say it's like the teacher that says, hey, if everybody is quiet for the last blah, 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 we'll get extra recess, or we'll get out earlier, we won't have homework, or we'll have a pizza party. And then there's that one kid that just won't shut up. And everybody's like, come on, man, just shut up. I want the thing. That's what I feel is going to happen with media mail. Enough people will abuse the system until they just take it away. That's my worry. I'm not like the morality police. I just don't want to lose the service because I use it often. All right, next up, and I can almost guarantee this is because I switched to the Ground Advantage option. It is Clue, 1963 Clue from Parker Brothers. Because it's probably a very expensive item to ship priority because it's being oversized. And this is the one item that sold where I was like, ugh, I hope they selected priority, because I don't really have a good box for items like this where priority, they're this size box. What do they call? Garment boxes. That's what they call these. This is a 1095. There's a 1092, a 1097. They're great for items like this because you slide one on this way, you cut this one in half, and you Frankenbox it on the other side, and it's very, very simple. And actually, here's a little bonus tip. Say you take a 1095, and then the next size down, for some reason in my head, I'm thinking the numbers aren't in order. So I think the next size down is actually a 1092, and then it's a 1097. I could be completely making that up. But you take that next size smaller, and it will fit right in. You don't even actually have to like jam them together like you normally do with Frankenboxing. It does leave a small gap, but just tape the heck out of it and you're good. But $15.99 plus shipping. I think I paid $1-ish for that. I got that in the same sale where I got the Turtles board game that I ended up parting out the pieces, but I kept that box because that's just awesome. And then also got this magazine game and this vintage Monopoly game, and I might have paid $1 a piece. Next up, we got a viewer sale, and it's a book. It is Vintage Disney's Wuzzles, which I'm assuming has to be the very last book, and I am right. I got this in the Big Barbie and Book Buy, and when I saw this, this was just such a flashback for me. It's so weird when you put something in your hands that at one point in your life like existed. You know, I used to watch this cartoon like crazy, but then of course if I never hear somebody mention it or see this book again, these are never crossing my mind ever again. So when I saw that, it was just a whole flashback. I loved it. I love the Wuzzles. I have watched a few of your YouTube videos. Thanks much. And that's going out to Lisa. Lisa, thank you so much. I will also throw in a sticker for you, and I will grab it now, or else I will forget. I might forget anyways, even though I grabbed it. And for that book, $8.99 free shipping. That will go media mail. Now here's an issue. If I put this in with that, this is technically advertising, even though you could just say, oh no, it's a free gift, it's a bookmark. Doesn't matter. Any of that stuff, it's got my name on it. Therefore, this is advertising. Therefore, this no longer qualifies for media mail. I'm just going to shove it in the book. That's the one, like, if you put your business card in, and now all of a sudden it's not media mail, that one I'm like, come on. So if you do put business cards or stickers in with your orders, and any of those happen to be media mail, hide it. Don't throw it on top, so when they open their box or your poly bag or whatever, they just see it sitting on top. Hide it in the book, or whatever the media happens to be. Next up, A3 is a Coleman stainless steel percolator next to a Pyrex glass flameware percolator. And this, I'm not sure if this is true vintage, because they do make these now, but I think this one's actually vintage. But that, like the pewter stopper, I went back and instead of pricing it against the vintage Coleman percolators, I just priced it against stainless steel percolators, stainless steel Coleman percolators. Even though I think this one is vintage, I didn't care. I wanted whoever's looking for a stainless steel Coleman percolator to be interested in mine. I think it was on sale, but they sent me probably came out to an even number for them, but they sent me an offer of $20.50 plus shipping. I accepted. I remember the sale I got it at. I want to say I paid $3, somewhere in that range. And next up, we got another boat part. It's actually two in the same order. You know I love that. It is F5C. And it's two caps. And this is the other reason why I'm selling very cheap parts as well as not cheap parts. Because if somebody buys two, now all of a sudden, what's a terrible sale turns into a great sale. 8675309. No, it's, let's see, 11. 863701. These are knob nuts. So it's just like a threaded knob nut. And for the two of those, 1618 plus shipping. That's odd though. Oh, okay. Because I'm so used to light items being free shipping, I got so confused why I wasn't saving more money on the combined shipping. But that's because eBay actually combined the shipping because I'm charging shipping. And so for the two of these, 1618 plus shipping, but still, when I combine shipping, I save money, therefore make
More money, more money, more money.
Oh yeah, I gotta write it down. 1618. And then last thing going out today, A3 is a Pyrex measuring cup. This is not vintage, and this is not the good stuff. How you can tell is the lowercase p. Lowercase p is not true Pyrex. They outsourced. I can't remember what the word is. They allowed a separate company to produce Pyrex, but it's a lowercase p. It's a lesser quality. It's not the same glass. It's the stuff you get at Walmart. If you see lowercase p, it's not worth. It's okay for your own kitchen, but it's not the tempered glass type stuff. It's a lesser product. It's not what you're looking for. And so I did go back and I made mine the cheapest one available because I wanted it to sell that day, and that's exactly what happened. $4.99 plus shipping. I probably paid $1 for this. It's a bad buy. That's why I wanted it gone. I wanted somebody to buy it now. And I have a Pyrex set of measuring cups in my kitchen, or else I would have just taken that one from my kitchen. If you do find the vintage ones, be specific with your keywords. I think a lot of people will actually put like uppercase P, like the spell out uppercase P, so that people are aware that theirs is a true vintage and not a cheap knockoff. Which still, this is for $4.99 plus $9.55 shipping, which is what the buyer paid. I won't pay $9.55 shipping. I'll probably pay $8 something. That's still probably cheaper than you get that at Walmart, and that's a fantastic shape. So for them, it's still a deal. And for me, it gets it off my shelf. But see what I mean? Just a great day as far as getting some volume going. Just getting some movement in the store. I am over the moon happy. And now I can do the fun part of packing it all up, which for some people, they hate the packing. I don't think there's a middle ground. I think you either really like packing or you really hate it. I don't think there's people that are like, yeah, whatever, you know, in the middle. But for me, I used to really enjoy it. Now I enjoy seeing how fast I can do it. Well, that's all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other. Just really neat. Hey, little feet. Do they ever really fix things? I have no idea what this is. What do I care? Let go. I'm good at this.